Did I make it? Oh, I made it just in time. Oh, just in time. It's 10 o'clock, 10 a.m. Welcome, everybody. I'm talking to nobody. There's nobody in the room right now, but that's totally okay. For those of you watching later, hi, welcome. It is 10 a.m., the third edition of our Coffee and Chill Hangout, which is always a good time. There are a couple things I wanted to talk about, but I'll wait for some people to get in here. Here's the problem, though. It's been about 35 seconds, and there's nobody in here. Oh, we got one person. We got one person chilling. Cool, cool. Well, I'll wait for a second. If you want to skip ahead like a minute or so, I'll just be chilling, hanging out, waiting for people to come in here. Welcome. Welcome. Hey, I can finally come to one. Welcome, Buddy Red. Hope you got your coffee. Hope you're ready to chill. I was on time today. I was hoping everyone else was going to join. We got 7 people. All right, nice. Everybody's flowing in real nice. I love it. I might actually take sips of coffee this time because the past 2, I'll fill up a cup of coffee and I'll do one of these and I'll just sort of like look down and there's a cold, full cup of coffee. So, hey guys, how's it going? Got your coffee ready? Got your work on your day? I love it. I love it, guys. I love it. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Glad you could make it. Everybody from the north who's super cold. Man, I'm sorry, the stream just showed up on YouTube way after your tweets. Well, what are you going to do? All right, cool. You made it. Hey, welcome, everybody. In about like 30 seconds, I'll throw on super chats once more people pile in here. But just want to say hi, good morning. Hi, y'all. Hi from snowy Pennsylvania. Is it just crazy right now? Like, is it the coldest? Is it the craziest you've ever seen snow? Like, I can only compare it to, like, hurricanes and whatnot. Like, I see rain all the time. But, like, there are some where it's just, like, I have never seen anything like this. Is it nuts? Or is it just, like, yeah, well, snow is snow. We deal with it up here. Or is it just nuts? Like, bonkers. I saw something about Canada had, like, 400 or something collisions. Some part of Canada, there was just, like, 400 collisions where cars were hitting each other. And that's not fun. I mean, I will say that is one of the absolute blessings of living down here. I mean, you miss the seasons. You don't really get to feel the seasons. We'll never have a white Christmas, but driving in snow, learning how to do it yourself is hard enough, but then learning how to drive around other people who don't know how to do it, I imagine it would be pretty terrifying. So hi from Germany. I love that. Welcome, Germany. -21 in Wisconsin. That is nuts. Good morning from California. Wind chills -53. Jeez. New Zealand. Wait, that was Australia. New Zealand. That's a bit more New Zealand there. It's a bit higher. Sorry. It always sounds like I'm making fun, but I'm not. I thoroughly enjoy the accent. All right. Florida. Hey, France. How you doing in France? Sweden in the house. Good morning, guys. Hey, from Jersey. How you doing there, Jersey? Bet you're sick of that. 27 in Denver. It could be worse. Crack you up. Well, that's 2 people. I think Valentina and you laugh at my jokes. I love that. I have beautiful eyes. Well, I've got one thing going for me. Montreal. Hope you're safe up there. Laredo, Texas. You're probably the same as Florida, so you're doing all right. Good morning from Tennessee. How do you take your coffee? Basic. Just 1 cream, 1 sugar. That's all I need. Just a little bit of the cream, a little bit of sugar. Too much of either, and it's meh. Crazy. Milwaukee. Melissa. Woo. Got to be nuts up there. Just moved to Winter Park. What's good around here? Winter Park's amazing. Just go where you see everybody else going. That's where the food's at. Winter Park's one of the easier ones. Like where people have to pay a lot of money to get their restaurants there, they actually make sure they're good restaurants, and just go to those. Those are awesome. If you go outside of Orlando, there's little pockets. You have to find the nooks and the crannies. Cups of coffee. Love that. Ooh, Super Bowl predictions. Oh, I love that. All right, guys. I'll get into it with that. I'm gonna throw on these super chats. Good morning, San Diego from the UK, Los Angeles Rams. You know what? I'm partial, so I'll get into it. I'm gonna throw on super chats. Good morning, everybody. How we doing? Welcome from all around the world. I love it. Okay, super chats are on. So talk amongst yourselves or throw in a super chat for a good question, and I'll start with the Super Bowl one. Super Bowl predictions, it's, 48 hours away? A little bit more than that. You may know that we the Kings are big backers of the Patriots, mainly because they've been a great organization to us. as far as football. Retro D, good morning and go Rams. I love that. I'll get into why I love that. Patriots have always taken very good care of us. We have a great friend there. She's awesome. She's very high up in that organization. She's a hard worker. She loves the Patriots. She's very kind to us. And that's kind of our team. Like, I mean, none of us are really from Boston or the New England area for that matter. But they really kind of made us feel like, we were part of it and something special. So I, by default, root for the Patriots as my second team behind just the hometown Bucks, which it's brutal. Tom Brady, I think, has solidified himself as the greatest quarterback, without a doubt, playing the game right now. And of all time, I even think still that. Like, I threw up a tweet about this. Like, they're just sick of the Patriots. They're like, the Patriots again. Jeez, it's like watching like the Yankees in the early 2000s. Like, we get it. You're going to the World Series. But it's like, that's what happens when the greatest player of all time is in the game. They get to the championship because that's how they're driven. It's like, I was saying, do you think people in the 90s, and I'm sure they did, people in the 90s are like, okay, we get it. The Bulls are going to the finals. I'm so sick. Like, basketball's, it's so boring now. It's always the Bulls. Well, that's because Michael Jordan, arguably one of the greatest athletes of all time, was playing the game. And he took his team to the championship over and over. And now that reign is over, the dynasty's over, people talk about, like I brag. Like, when I was a kid, I watched Michael Jordan play basketball. Like, oh my God, when it's all said and done and Tom Brady hangs up the cleats, people are going to be like, yeah, I was alive when Tom Brady was playing football. So it's exciting to see the Patriots, but I get the disdain for seeing that name too many times. That being said, I like that the other team is LA. And it's because that move to LA, the Rams from St. Louis, it's huge. It's a big thing that you kind of need that. You need a win. You need something big right off the bat. If you look at something like the Vegas Golden Knights, the hockey team, I mean, they're phenomenal right off the bat. And they just have this massive fan base now. Now it's a fun hockey town, and it just kicks right off the bat. And I love that. I love that. So if the Rams maybe win, or if they don't win, they're at least in the Super Bowls, at least LA will become somewhat, hopefully, a football town again, which would be good for the sport. I like that. But that being said, go Pats. Love the Pats. Super chat here coming in saying, favorite bands, songs to listen to at the moment. You know what's weird is when I'm in my car, or like I'm working out, not so much working out, but like if I'm going for a walk, or like I'm walking somewhere like by myself and I just want my AirPods in, sick flex. I'm listening to like these old philosophers on YouTube, and it's like, I don't know, 5 years ago I'd have been like, this is some hippie stuff, Danny. Like, you want to just put on like Taking Back Sunday or like Under Oath right now? I'm like, what's going on? But it's something that's really, I don't know if that's a sign of getting old, or if that's just too easy of an out, or I'm just kind of maturing a little bit spiritually or in my brain. I like hearing people's take on, just simple stuff. It's all, you could group it all together. Like, the universe is all one energy, and like, don't get worried about the tiny things. Like, everyone is just using energy from the universe. All right, I'm going too far deep, but there's people that put it in a way that's a little more intelligent. Me, I sound like I'm trying to sell you incense on a sidewalk, but they break it down in a way that's like way more digestible, and I like that. So I'm kind of listening to like these philosophers, and what people will do is they'll take these philosophers' speeches and they'll put them to like dubstep or like chill step. And it's not that I would like go straight for dubstep or chill. It's called chill step, but like you can listen to, you can get the basics of it on YouTube. Go look up like philosophers or like motivational philosophers chill step. And it's just these speeches, and people chop them up to where, like, right when they make a good point, they just, like, a little beat drops, and, like, you just kind of like stare out the window and, like, oh, man, that's kind of sick. It's a thing that I'm really into right now. You caught me at that time. Maybe in 3 weeks I'll be like, yeah, it's kind of cool, but whatever. But right now, that's what I'm listening to at the moment. Noel says, watching you drum from drum footage angle is fun. Yeah, actually, I sort of messed around with that when I got the new GoPro. It's because if you put it on your head, you got the strap, right? the older GoPros were pretty shaky, and you couldn't quite use footage of you drumming because the shaking, it would give you a headache. Because even if I watched it, I was like, oh, geez. But they have like the steady one now, the GoPro 7. It's got like a really steady feel to it, like the G7X. Most of the vloggers' cameras have that in them, and it's kind of a cool point of view of me drumming, and you can kind of get a good look at what's going on. And I want to incorporate that into a video. I just don't know if I would want to do that during a show. You know what I mean? Like, if you went to a show, you were going to see your favorite band, like you waited outside, like in line, paid your money, and then like the drummer's just got a big GoPro on his forehead, like drumming along. It wouldn't like ruin the show. It feels like it would take away from the experience a little bit, right? Just a little, just un poquito. So I think I would probably do it in sort of a setting that's like either a practice space or if I'm just kind of doodling along and I have a beat that I like and I would just post it on Instagram or something like that, or maybe a small break in a YouTube video. I think that'd be something cool to do. So I think it's funny that you mentioned the drum videos, stuff like that. So we'll see in the future if we get down to that. But yeah, I like that. I want to use my GoPro more because even when I was vlogging with it, it's got its own feel to it that I really like. And we'll see where that goes. But yeah, alrighty. Now, something crazy happened with Carter today, and I was not stoked about it because it's the first time this has happened, and it's not a big deal. But Missy Davenport, I'll get into that. Beach vlog soon. Love to Carter and Valentina. Of course, I will send my love along. If she's not watching, right now she's working. She works from home, so she might be sneaking, a little like, oh, she probably saw what you just typed, but. Beach vlog soon. It's got to happen. It might be a little chilly, but I'll be going to Bradenton here very soon, and you'll get shots of Buddy. We'll get to see Buddy. I miss that boy so much, and you'll also get to probably see the beach. I'll take my drone there. Why not take the GoPro? I was just mentioning that. Perfect excuse to get some more footage with that, and of course Anna Maria Island, some of the most beautiful beaches in the world. But getting back to Carter, something happened where. He got bit. Like a kid bit his arm hard. It sucks. It's like a feeling like, of course it's going to happen. Kids are kids, especially like they're less than 2, they're like almost 2, but they're just toddlers. And I don't know what happened. They just sent a picture from the daycare like, hey, just want to let you know, Carter got bit. We put ice on it. He's doing okay now. He's playing. He's laughing again. But like it is a bite. Like you can count the teeth. It's kind of crazy. So it's like one of those things where like as a dad you're just like, which one was it? Like just point to him. But obviously that's no. Not only would they not do it, it's just I don't even think it'd be healthy if I knew who it was. But it's just kind of like it's a thing that's like, man, it's crazy. Like how do I just act like nothing happened? Do I just like rub it like it's okay? But it sucks because it's kids are going to be kids and stuff like that, and they're all going through their own growing pains and stuff. But I just know that like my fear is that like Carter's like irrational fear, but he's like sitting in the corner, like doesn't want to play with anybody. But I'm sure he's fine. But it's like a thing that just happened. Like I just got that message like 30 minutes ago. How did the hair bands help in Pittsburgh? Hair bands help in Pittsburgh amazingly. I guess I asked you to borrow a hair tie and you helped me out. I appreciate that. That's actually happens a lot more than you think. I'll go to tie my hair up either before a show and it'll just snap and break. Girls, you know what I'm talking about. Or I'll have forgotten one altogether because my hair's down and halfway through the show I'll tie it up, especially on Warped Tour. So thank you for that. I do appreciate you lending your hair ties. But yeah, Carter getting bit. It was like it's a weird feeling. Really didn't know how to, feel about it, but I'm sure he's just fine. Obviously the teachers will do a little bit of a job extra, just kind of keeping their eye on whoever that was to make sure that behavior is sort of curbed, and we'll just move on from there. But yeah, anybody with kids ever have their kids bit by another kid, and what emotions go through your brain? Because for me, it was pretty heavy. I was like, all right, which one was it? but it's definitely an unhealthy feeling, even if you knew who it was. See, that's why I don't take sips of coffee, because it's a little lull. It's a nice. How do they do it in talk shows? Oh, someone else is talking. That's the thing. I get it now. When someone else is talking, that's when you take a sip. Jeez. Okay, gotcha. Well, all right. What else is going on today? Oh my! Did you guys see this story about the dude who dug a tunnel underneath a road heading to a bank? If you haven't seen this, go to if you have Twitter, open up Twitter and go to like whatever it is, like the moments section. It's kind of like what's happening in the world today. It's like a little magnifying glass on the bottom, and it was in Pembroke Pines, Florida. So I think that's towards Miami. It was a bonkers story. Oh, Retro D, I gave them to you, Trav. I was in the wheelchair. All the same. My memory is terrible, but that is very nice of you, and thank you so much for lending out those hair ties. It is just, when I need them, I need them. You know what I mean? But yes, so this Pembroke Pines story, like the dude, or they don't even know who it was. They dug a tunnel from like 150 feet away from the bank. Started in like this wooded area, had a generator to create power, plugged in tools that like would dig out, I guess, this tunnel with using some tool, and then like another thing to wheel out the debris. Just this crazy elaborate like Ocean's 11 sort of thing. And I guess they were eventually going to try and get under the bank, and I don't know, like Yosemite Sam just pop up and be like, I don't know. I was trying to break it down as to why they would do it, but realistically, what I think they would do is they would go rob the bank, right? But they would try and get to the safe. See, I spent too much time thinking about this. They would try to go for the safe. And nobody ever goes for the safe because the safe takes too long and the cops get there. But if you had an exit strategy, you could go for the safe. All you do is you lock the doors, tell whoever to open the safe, oh, the safe takes 20 minutes to open. You'd be like, fire it up. And open the safe. You escape through your tunnel. First of all, you'd have to put everybody else in a separate room so they don't see you. You escape through the tunnel, and then that would lead out, and the cops would all just be like, wait, where did he go? What's going on? And then before you know it, there'd be a Netflix series about it, because Netflix seems to be really all about criminals right now. I think I missed a super chat. Alex Murray, good morning from Minnesota. Are there any vacation spots you want to take Carter to when he's older in the States and around the world? Of course. I want to show that little man the world. But as far as vacation spots, right off the bat, when does your memory like kick in? Like when do you like come online? I think it's like right around 3.5, 4. Like you start getting like one memory a week or something like that. So I would probably try to take him somewhere he would remember, somewhere iconic. I think you'd have to start. Like I think New York City would be fun, although I don't know how easy that is for a toddler. But like seeing the Statue of Liberty when you're like that young, and seeing the Empire State Building. Imagine how big it looks to somebody like that. I think I would try that, or just. It's funny. I take him to the parks right now, like Disney World, and he's not going to remember any of it, like any of it. Do you know how many times he's been to Magic Kingdom or any of them, like Hollywood Studios, Animal Kingdom? He's been in Magic Kingdom like 10 times, 10 times, and he's not going to remember any of it. Because my mom told me that I made a claim that I've never been to Disneyland. In my head, I've never been to Disneyland, but she told me that we were there when we were 2, and Carter's not even 2. But I don't remember this trip where I was at Disneyland when I was 2 years old. So Carter's not going to remember all these trips to Disney when he's 16 months. So it's like, he's having fun, he's giggling. So that's I guess for both of us, that's good for it's good for family quality time. Okay, Joe Hill, excuse me, Missy Davenport. I think I skipped you. My girls are 14 months apart. They bit each other. Yeah, I think it's just one of those things where it's going to happen. You sort of have to like curb that behavior when you see it and do your best to, make sure it doesn't happen again. But I guess kids are gonna do kid stuff until they know it's wrong. Okay, Joe Hill, love you guys. When can you expect the next We the Kings tour announcement? It's a good question, Joe. I lightly touched into it in a previous live show, but it was an issue where we had a spring tour sort of routed and planned, and you have to route those things around other tours that are going on and what you can do, stuff like that. But something fell through where the spring tour couldn't happen. Stinks because I was excited about that. Spring tours are nice. It's when the weather is like pretty awesome. It's like a little chill, but it's like a little the heat comes back when everyone's sick of the cold. Yeah, so that really didn't get to happen, but there's going to be something in the works because the last tour we did was Warped Tour. I mean, it's been a minute already. It's been months. So hopefully soon. I would say plan on something probably early summer, guaranteed. And most likely we'll have something big lined up before then, like either a festival show or something like that to play. There's always going to be college shows, but those aren't always open to the public. So we'll see. Believe me, I'm as eager as you are to hear the next announcement and checking my emails frantically to see when that happens. But I think we actually have an Air Force base show coming up. So if any of you guys are watching from the Air Force, there are a lot of bases that have been added. That'll be coming up soon. I don't even know if I was supposed to say that. Don't tell anybody. But yeah. It's going to be awesome. There's some things coming up, but as far as like a real tour, believe me, I'm ready for one too, so we'll see. Okay, Jessica Perkins, you should do one of these lives with Travis. I agree, and it's funny you say that because Trav is going through I'm sure you guys have seen his stories or something that he's been talking about, but he's been going through a pretty busy past 48 hours. Jenny went out to Los Angeles. She does some work for a famous actress. I don't know if you guys know this. I'm just gonna cautiously not tell you what she does. She works with a famous actress for some stuff. So she's out there, and she normally brings Kaya and Kinsley, and Trav goes out there with her. But it's a lot. Sometimes it's a lot to do. And they have to find a place to stay. She has to drive, where she's going every single day, and then you flying with the kids. So at this time, they decided, which was awesome. Excuse me, gotta get this coffee to kick in. They decided that she would just go there by herself, and Trav was gonna stay with Kaya and Kinsley for 4 days. And Trav's never done that. I don't think he's done more than 6 hours with Kaya and Kinsley by himself. And then boom, just right off the bat, doing 4 days. And that seems easy enough, but an entire day, it entails a bunch of different things. Especially with 2 kids, I wouldn't know as much, but I've seen it from the outside. When one naps, you have to get the other one out and make sure that one doesn't wake up the other one, because if they wake each other up, then you got to start all over, and they're super cranky, and that affects your stress levels. But he's crushing it. He's having a lot of help. But I'm texting him every 8 hours, how you holding up, dude? How you holding up? But it's funny. It's easy because obviously they're your kids and you love them, but it can be a lot, especially if the main, Jenny, she's a super mom with those 2, so he's got a big spot to fill. I'm sure he's crushing it. He's got some help from the other Robinson sisters, and his mom came down as well. But I think I might go stop by. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll grab Carter Man today and go bring him over and hang out with Uncle Trav and his cousins. That'd be kind of cool. We'll see about that. That would be fun. Anyway, yeah, I should do a live one with Travis. I think right now he's got too many spinning plates to sort of throw him into that pile, but it would be fun. Alice Parker, what doggy boarding place did you and Snacks use? Alice Parker. If you, I assume you're asking about Orlando because you're here. There is a spot on the way to the airport, and they're a good spot, but they were predominantly picked that the way we drive. It's halfway, and you just drop them off, and then you continue on the exact route you would take to the airport. I think it's called Lake Underhill. Lake Underhill. I think it's a vet, but they help with dogs, and you can do stuff like get extra playtime, and you can have think the last time I dropped Buddy off there, they did like a bath, shots, declawed him, not declawed, but like trimmed his nails, gave him a haircut. They like took care of everything, and I was only gone for 36 hours. Came back and he was like had his shots updated and good to go, and they're good people. So Lake Underhill Vet, try them out, pretty cool. All right, moving right along. Got a show tomorrow in the Chicago area. Is anybody watching from Illinois or sort of in the same latitude line or wherever the polar vortex is hitting? Because we're sort of curious on how it's going to be up there. We have a college show. It's indoors, obviously, but I mean, right now I can walk outside without a jacket on, and I'm walking into Chicago, Illinois after the polar vortex. So I don't know if it's going to be like should I just pack every jacket I have and maybe that won't be enough. What's going on up there? Because I haven't experienced less than 44 degrees yet this winter, and that'll be easily the coldest day so far. I mean, I'm not like scared of it, but it's just like, whew, it's going to be a nice little change. Anybody go to Loyola University, Loyola College? I think that's where we're playing. It's around the Chicago area. Oh man, I got to get a Chicago dog. Oh my gosh, I haven't had one in so long. I love Chicago hot dogs so much. Anyway, if you're around Loyola University, Loyola College, I'm not sure if it's open to the public. Find a way to get in there. Find a friend on the campus and come see us. Come hang out. It'll be our first show since the hometown show. That doesn't mean it's going to be bad. No, that's a lie. We just had that show at the Mainz Festival, 8123 Fest, which was awesome, and that was a good time. We're fine. We're not rusty. It's not going to be like a crappy cover band of We the Kings up there. It'll be a good time. It'll be fun. But I think we might do a little short and sweet one here today. Just do like a quick 30 minutes because I might go check in on Carter and see how he's doing and see with all that. But to keep you up to date on Carter, he's right now he's flying with words. Like he's not speaking fluently yet, but it's at the point where it had started about 2 weeks ago. You point to something and you say what the word is, and he would kind of stare at you. And we've learned that he's saying, I thought it was like Zaza. I thought everything was Zaza, but he's actually saying, say that, say that, say that, say that. So he'll point to something, he'll say that, so he knows what it is. Then you say what it is, and he kind of processes that for a second, and then he'll say that. He just wants you to tell him what things are, which is awesome, because like you just think he's like, I'm a baby, that's a Zaza, that's a Zaza. But no, he's like, hey, idiot, I want to know what that is. Say it, say what it is. Okay, that's a tree, okay. And then he'll go to something else and be like, oh, I forgot what that one was. Say that, tree. It's his way of processing everything. And it's really cool because it used to take 3 days of telling him what a light was. Like, that's a light. You turn on the light. And like 3 days later, he'd sort of go, ice, light. And then I think yesterday in the morning, we were doing door. Like, I was just like, this is a door. It's open, door closed, door. And he, like, literally 10 seconds later, he's like, door. I'm like, wow. And then it just keeps flying. Gabrielle says, are you still friends with Duncan? Of course I'm still friends with Duncan. Duncan's my boy. It makes me wish I lived in Nashville. It is crazy how many friends I have in Nashville. I would love to move there and kick it with Duncan, but he's living the happily married life. There's no beef or anything that happened with me and Duncan. There's no reason for anybody to think that we aren't still friends. He's been busy. He had his wedding, so he couldn't really come out to a lot of the shows that we were doing as our tour manager. We sort of trade off tour managers based on who's available. It's Colin will be a tour manager / sound guy, but he also works with State Champs, and State Champs have been busy. They just took Colin over to Japan, and then also Hawaii, I think, is where they stopped off after that. So Colin's been busy doing his thing with them, and then Sophie he'll be a tour manager for us, but he's down in Brazil with, I forget. He was with 303 doing all that stuff for a minute, but I forget who he went down to Brazil with. I should know. He told me. But yeah, if you watch his stories and Instagram stuff, he's just on the beach. They're wearing those crazy swimsuits that they wear down there in Brazil, where it's like, I mean, what's the point of even wearing that? But he's down there and having a good time. But Duncan would be another one that comes in and does some tour managing for us. But who was our TM this past time, technically? I don't even know. I think JJ. I think we had JJ with us, and he was sort of like our go-to guy to help us out. But yeah, we just sort of get whoever's available to come kick it with us on those shows to be a TM. It's not like we pick favorites and have to have somebody, but yeah, Duncan and I are still great friends. Missy Davenport, any plans for a tattoo for Carter, other sleeve? That is a great, great question. Yes, I love the cool sun tattoos. Tommy Lee. I don't look up to Tommy Lee as like anything really. Just Tommy Lee's Tommy Lee, but he does have a really cool tattoo of like his son wrote his own name when he was young, and it's like totally like crayon chicken scratch. He wrote his own name, and I forget what it was, but Tommy Lee got it on his wrist right there, and I just think that's cool that it's like his own name written. Like if I, say like my mom or something like had me when the first time I wrote Danny, it's kind of like a backwards Y, or like the A looks like just crap, but she like had that tattooed. I would still think that's kind of cool, you know what I mean? But I don't know. But it's tough to think. I've sort of told myself that I'm pretty close to done with tattoos because I know if I get a tattoo over here, this arm's all bare. If I get a tattoo over here, it's going to have to be a sleeve again. And, I sort of like the idea of having one arm tattooed and one bare, at least for the time being. But we'll see. Anything can happen. I love getting tattoos. If you, I think on Instagram, 75% of the accounts that I like, 75% of the photos that I like are tattoos. Like I love creative tattoos. Every time I see one that I love, I'm just like, man, that would look sick. Like right over here or here, like and then I get to thinking about it, and it's like, like once you go down that hole, it starts all over again. But I actually will let you in on a little tip. My next tattoo will be in the next month or so, and it's going to be awesome. I'm really, really looking forward to it. But as you know, I am into Liverpool Football Club. Pauline, I'll get to your super chat here in 2 seconds. But I'm really into Liverpool with my grandma, my nanny. We watch every game sort of together. We're texting. Every time they score, we're like celebrating over text together. It's like I kind of talk to her more than anyone else in my family because we were watching these games together. And it's special to me. I really, really like that. And this is like a year where they're sort of crushing it. And like this is like the most we've sort of been watching together, coincidentally. And I really want to get a Liverpool tattoo. And she is going to be a part of it because I want her to like tattoo me. Sort of in the way that, I don't know if you guys know this, but the sharks on my arm, all these sharks up here, were like sort of started by people in the band. That one right there is Charles. That one above the turtle's head was Trav. Actually, that one right there was Jake. Love Jake. He was just in the room doing it. And then you got Coley, like free-handed one back there. And then Hunter, I think he did this one down here by like the Lost City. But yeah, I just thought it was like a really cool thing to do to just have like, people tattoo on my arm. I've done a part of Trav's and stuff like that. But I want her to do the letters YNWA, and if you're a football fan in England or a Liverpool fan, you'll know it means you'll never walk alone. It's really special to Liverpool. It's a song that they sing before every single match. It's an old song. It's just kind of like a cool camaraderie thing, and I think it would be something cool to have my grandma tattoo on me. So you'll never walk alone and be YNWA. Obviously, it would be this way, so it would be YNWA right there on my wrist. Okay, when the light kicks in. Anyway, right there, YNWA. And I'll have her, like, sort of do a Y, and then I'll have a tattoo artist, like, fill it in, and then have her do, like, an N, and then have the tattoo artist, like, fill it in for how it's going to be. So that would always be on me, and I love that. I've got another tattoo, this Ray. If you guys remember, my grandpa and I used to watch the Rays, that was like a big thing we did. He loved baseball. He was always watching baseball before I was like watching it on TV. And then when We the Kings got sort of bigger, we got to play the Rays Summer Concert Series like 2 or 3 times. And I got to take him and put him up in a box suite. Like, they took really good care of us. Put him up in a box suite, and like he was really proud. He was just, it was a really cool thing to bring him to those games and like sort of like mix us watching baseball together with the like, he was super proud of what I had done, with my life, and it was a cool moment. I always remember those parts. And so there was, I think this was supposed to be like a jellyfish. Craig wanted to do a jellyfish right there, but I was like, dude, you have to do a Ray. It means a lot to me. So it's like kind of like they'd be really close to each other, like from my grandpa and my grandma. I think it would be a cool thing. But that would be my next tattoo, and it's most likely going to be in like the next 30 days or so. Don't hold me to it, but we'll see about that. Anyway, all right, guys, I think I'm going to cut this one short. Much love. I finished my coffee, so you can be proud of that. But anyway, hope you guys have an awesome day. Hope the rest of your work day or school day or snow day is easier than it is hard. So thanks so much for tuning in.